This is the Trade Machine Podcast, and I'm here with the one and only Hunto Dewey Sons. Hunto, how are you doing?
Stop doing that. You don't need to add that every time.
You don't like that, though? You don't like the full government?
No,
Here's the
no.
thing, Hunter. Today, Hunter has brought to us, as you can see, Hunter has created a tier list, and we are going to rank. There's only like 20 games left in the season, which is kind of insane. So we're going to rank this, do a little tier list, and
I already have a feeling
going into
it's
the end
going
of the
to be
season.
different from how a lot of people would have their tier list because I know we both have a team we're pretty low on.
Yeah, the Thunder.
No, it's
We're going to have them in the plan.
no.
Anyway, all right, let's do this. So, how do we want to start? Let's just go by the order that you have them out here. All right. So, this is a great start because we've actually made booty cheeks for the Kings.
It was just named Kings before that, so
Yeah, and
that's why
I
it's
wanted to call
purple.
it booty cheeks. I thought it was fun. So, the Kings going booty cheeks. What do we have to say? I mean, they're tanking so hard they're benching DeAndre Hunter.
They can't go in tanking because they're not trying to tank. They're just not good enough.
Well, they weren't
even
trying
win
to tank,
games.
and they just weren't good enough. And then they decided that they were going to do season-ending surgeries for all of their best players, even though they didn't need to.
I will give them the DeAndre Hunter one. He was bleeding out of his eye, so
Yeah,
maybe that one's real.
for sure. And my dog is barking like crazy. Let's take a quick pause. Okay, I opened my front door to let my dog roam the neighborhood, so now we'll just see what happens as a result of that. All right, the Kings, there's not much more to say about the Kings. We're not going to sit here and talk about every single team for 45 minutes. This is a fun one, though, the Lakers.
Most of them will be quick.
Where do you want to say? Where do you want to put the Lakers?
I think they have to be first-round exits.
They're a first-round exit. They're first-round exit if they're not playing, and they're not going to be a playing team.
If they're in the East, maybe they could make a run, but
Yeah.
I think they're first-round exits.
I mean, they've got three really good players, and outside of that, Rich isn't here to defend them, so I'm just going to go in.
And Clint Capella.
And yeah, they wish they had Clint Capella. I wish Rich was here. We could talk about the Clint Capella quote. The ironic thing is, the team would be better.
Clint Capella's outplayed him in the last week since he said
Clint
that.
Capella, this team would be like a legit contender, I think, in the West.
Well, since he said it, Clint Capella has outplayed him.
Yeah, because Clint Capella's.
He's not a bad big, but
you have no idea how good Clint Capella is. You have no idea how good Clint Capella is. That's the Lakers. We talk about the Lakers all the time with Rich, so let's keep it pushing. The Suns, I think they also. Well, where do you think they go?
I think they're a little bit above the Lakers, but I also feel like first-round exits for them.
You think so? I mean,
they could make a run, but
they're in the play-in right now. They're definitely not going to make a run. What are you talking about?
I thought that's what you were going for because they started the season good
and playing because they're all hurt now too.
Yeah, they're not going to have Dylan Brooks.
I think they're playing team.
Devin Booker's been hurt, but to start the year and for most of the year, they've been surprisingly good.
They were one of the stories of the season, and then Devin Booker got hurt, and then Dylan Brooks just got hurt, and it is what it is. All right, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Warriors they're just a solid. They're the most playing team.
They're playing.
They might,
especially without Steph, they're not making it to the first round.
They're on the low end of playing too. Is the thing. They're on the low end of playing. Steph's hurt. He's going to be out for. They just reassessed, and he's out for another 10 days. I don't know what's going on.
I feel like they should probably have themselves in the tanking situation, but they have Steph, so they're not going to do that. But
all right. Any other thoughts about the Warriors?
Yeah, they're just not very good.
They're not. They're the definition of mid.
And it looks like they traded away someone who could have been their second best player this year.
I don't know, and this sounds sacrilegious, but I actually don't know how much better their roster is without Jimmy Butler. Their roster is. I don't know how much better their roster is than Milwaukee.
I haven't forgot he was on their team.
Like with Jimmy Butler, it's a whole different story. But like outside of Steph, this roster is bleak, man.
Their main ball handler has been Pods, so they're not going to do much there.
Yeah, and Pods is like just a different version of Kevin Porter Jr. Like he doesn't really seem to impact winning very much, but every now and then he'll give you an absolute bomb of a game. I don't know what to do because this team, they have all the picks they can trade. Are they going to swing a Draymond deal? Because Draymond has a player option. Because Draymond could opt out this offseason, technically, and be a free
Until
agent.
until Steph retires, they're just going to keep giving up everything they can to give them one last shot.
As they should.
I don't think it would ever work, but
34, 35. I think he's 35, isn't he? Because Katie's 37. I think Steph is 35. Might be 36.
I think he's older than that.
You think so?
I'm not sure, but he should be older than 35.
Yeah, I bet he is.
He's
I'm
37.
Sure he is. He's 37. So I was right with 37.
Yeah, so they only got probably 2-3 more years at the most.
Yeah, I mean, he's in his 16th year in the league. You know, Al Horford is a shell of himself. He's in year 18. Jimmy Butler's in year 14. That is crazy to me. But it's just, what I'm really interested to see is there's going to be a dance with Draymond and the Warriors. And if Draymond thinks he can get more on the open market, then I think it's $25 million is his deal right now. I believe, unless he signed a new deal since. At one point, he had signed a 4-year, $25 million extension. I don't know if he's $100 million extension for 4 years. I don't know if he's still on that deal.
I think he might be on the last year of it.
Yeah, I think he has a player option for next year. I know that much. What's going to be interesting is if he opts in, I would be shocked if they don't trade him. And so he's going to opt in, take the money, and then just figure out where he gets traded and hope it's free Giannis and hope it's not free Giannis. You know? Or does he opt out, test the open market? And then the question is, what do they do? Because they kind of need Draymond for the salary matching. They kind of need Draymond to opt in for the salary matching because this team is just.
Well,
like, Moses Moody's a fine role player. Pat Spencer's
even if
fun.
Even if it's for Giannis, it was reported at the deadline that the Bucks weren't going to keep Draymond. They were going to flip him if they got him because they didn't want him.
Yeah, and now they've lost the Kuminga piece. I don't see a way they would get Giannis. And so then who is it that they could get that's good enough that it would matter? I think the name to watch,
Kawhi.
Yes, Hunter, yes. Because I think Kawhi is good enough to where he's worth getting, obviously, right? When he's playing, you could make an argument that he
fits your
could be the
timeline
best player
too.
in any series. He fits the timeline. And depending on how some of the stuff goes down with aspiration, they might be able to get him for basically nothing.
Especially since the report is he doesn't want to leave the West Coast, so there's only a few teams he can go to.
That's the thing, is the West Coast thing. And now that you tell me it's at that point, would they have to flip Jimmy for Kawhi? Ooh. But if you could keep Steph, Jimmy, Kawhi, figure out everything else, that's interesting. And Draymond,
even if you have to flip Jimmy, I would do it. If you have to flip Jimmy Butler, I would still do it.
Yeah, but is it worth it? You know, like what is this team doing? What are they doing? They've made the desperate move, which was to go get Jimmy Butler when he didn't have a lot of value, and I just don't. And it's not trade Steph unless Steph wanted to go to Charlotte and hang out with Pops, and there could be like a LaMelo Steph deal, and then Charlotte would be awesome. Charlotte would be awesome immediately. But I just don't see that happening. I hope Steph never leaves the Warriors. You know, so I don't know. But the Warriors are as a playing team can be, and I don't see a path for them to get really better next year other than hopefully Jimmy Butler can come back healthy. But even with Jimmy Butler, this team was like
about the same spot.
Yeah, they were fine. They were a better playing team. Now they're just a dookie playing team. Like, I don't know. That's the Warriors. We haven't talked a lot about the Warriors. I wanted to talk a little, but let's go. Los Angeles Clippers. Hunter, what do you think?
They're making the play-in. They're currently in the play-in, I'm pretty sure.
I think they're on the bottom side of the play-in. And they are currently the 9 seed. That's crazy.
I think so far we kind of got the play-in ranked how it's going for them too.
Yeah, they're the 9 seed, and there's not really a team. The only other team that would be within striking distance would be maybe Memphis. But, I mean, we got 20 games left. and the Clippers have 29 wins. Memphis has 23.
And the Clippers are just better too.
They are just better. And Darius Garland's back. He came off the bench, played about 20 minutes. He looked good. What do you have, like 12 and 4 or something like that, in limited minutes?
The first 2 times he was on the court, it was bad. He had like 3 turnovers, no points yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's coming back from a foot injury on a new team. He hasn't played in a month.
You don't have to abandon him, Hunter. We know that the trade was good, and we feel great about it. You don't have to abandon your Darius Garland love, though.
I was defending him right now.
I know.
I was defending him.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's okay. I know you're.
It looked really good. It looked good towards the end of the game, and it was still his first game, so I think it's going to be good for them.
He's rusty. I think on a new team he hasn't played with, I think he'll be fine.
Now he's going to be the main point guard.
Are interesting, man.
Could help him.
Clippers are interesting because what do they do? The report came out today that Daryl Morey was trying to get Kawhi at the deadline.
I would have done that immediately if you know everything that's happened with this contract.
Yeah, but the issue is what were they? I think it was going to be a Jared McCain and stuff deal. It would probably have had to been Jared McCain, and I don't know who the matching salary would be if it wasn't Paul George going back or something. That's not worth it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do that one, actually.
I don't know what the deal would have been, but yeah, which Jared McCain. I guess Daryl Morey sold high. He looks good.
Not looking like it.
He looks good on the Thunder, man. He looks good. Yeah, they're a playing team. Pretty squarely a playing team. And Hunter, this is where it's going to get spicy.
I think I have the Spurs in favorites.
They have to be, Hunter. We're on the same page. I understand Wemby's young. I get it.
How many teams are we putting for favorites? That's the real question. Are we going only one, or
they're so good? No, I think you can put. I think they should be
2
co-favorites. Yeah, I agree. They're so good, and I talk myself into another team in the West every day. It feels like it's a new team, whether it's OKC one day or the T-Wolves or the Nuggets. I have to see Aaron Gordon play basketball before I can have the Nuggets up there.
Sound like that's going to happen pretty soon. So
I have to see it because the team just
the Spurs didn't lose a game in this last month. So
yeah, and then they got just smoked by the Knicks.
That doesn't count.
By the Knicks. They can't beat the Knicks. I would love that finals. That'd be a fun finals. They have a hard time against the Knicks, and I think it's just how physical Mitchell Robinson and Cat can be with Victor Wembanyama. Cat's not going to play good defense, but at least he can just hack the mess out.
Play the post game, and
who knows? Spurs are awesome, and they're only going to get better. The only argument for them to be a contender and not a favorite is just how young they are. But I don't care.
First playoff run, yeah.
I just don't care. I think Wemby breaks all the rules.
There's not really a weakness for their team. They kind of got everything.
It's shooting.
But I mean, they got enough.
They're relying on Devin Vassell and Harrison Barnes.
And Keldon Johnson, who's good.
Keldon Johnson's been shooting the ball well. He's been shooting the ball well. You're right.
And then you sound very confident in that.
No, I don't. I don't feel confident at all in Keldon Johnson with open shots from 3 in the playoffs.
Okay. But my point is,
when it matters, I don't feel good about it.
They're not like another team that I feel like we're going to be low on.
Yeah, of course, but that's why they're not favored.
I feel like they can survive without having to take threes because of how well they can score everywhere else.
For sure, because they have Steph Castle, who's just awesome. He's doing insane stuff offensively for them on one end, and he's guarding like 1 through 5. Whoever the best player is, that's who he's guarding. Crazy. We're going to look at that draft. And there were 3 guys I really liked in the draft. My favorite player was Steph Castle. My second favorite player was Reed Shepard. Third favorite player was Booz Ellis. We're going to look back at that draft, and Reese Shea is going to be an Anthony Bennett like first overall pick, I think, because Steph Castle is awesome. And I think Reed Shepard, over his last 5 games, he's averaging like 24 and 5 right now. He's cooking.
The draft's not looking as bad as it did last year. There's been a lot of players to step up.
You're getting more from Reed Shepard.
Reed Shepard, Jalen Tyson, Keyshawn George.
Yeah, shout out Jalen Tyson. Had to throw him in.
Yeah, I mean, he was the best player in the win over the Pistons yesterday for the Cavs. So,
yeah, but Yeah. Come on. Shout out Jalen Tyson. Shout out Jalen Tyson. All right, let's keep it going. Rockets. I think they could make a run.
They could make a run, but they're definitely not contenders, I don't feel like.
I don't think they're contenders, and they didn't do anything at the deadline. We've talked about this over and over again. How do you have KD at 37 years old,
And not
all the
make a
talent you
push.
do, and not go get Colin Sexton or someone like that or Kobe White?
You know your point guard spot weak. You can't really keep waiting
These guys were
when
going
you
for
made the move for
nothing. How
KD.
did you not make a move and get a point guard? What are we doing? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's the dumbest thing that happened at the trade deadline is that the Rockets didn't do anything. I don't understand it. And losing Steven Adams just kind of tipped it over that point where it's like this team's just not good enough because Steven Adams did so much for them with his offensive rebounding that the offense is a little stagnant. And if they're not just cleaning the offensive glass the way that Steven Adams was at like all time levels, I just don't see it. But we both agree it could make a run. They're not really contenders. I'm gonna have to see more, which sucks because I love this team and I really wanted it to be like a year of KD.
Yeah, it looked like it could have been to start the season, but it just gotten worse.
Yeah, who knows? Grizzlies.
Tanking.
Yeah, they're tanking. They're not booty cheeks. Walter Clayton Jr.'s had a couple pretty nice games for them. He might actually be a little bit of a piece.
I know it's a former Cav, but I really wish we would have got Ty Jerome that contract because I mean, he's been whatever his average on the year. Like it was like 20 points last time I checked.
Well, I mean, he's just gonna have a lot of room to.
Well, it's really efficient too. It's not.
Yeah, it's Ty Jerome. He's a really good offensive player.
He's averaging 19 and 5.
Yeah,
He's only played 9 games, so
19 and 5. He's shooting 49%, 40% from three, and 88% from free throw line. That's really good. You got a 28 PER through 9 games. That's not sustainable, but man.
I mean, he was nearly 50, 40, 90 last year, so he is just an efficient scorer, but
that's what I'm saying. He's an efficient scorer and just a good player to have on your team. What a good looking young man too. Man, I wish that guy was my backup point guard. Just kidding, he's no Peyton Pritchard, but I'll take it. All right, not much to say about the Grizzlies. Cedric Coward, we like him a lot. Jalen
that's
Wells
about
has
it.
been disappointing. Walter Clayton Jr., whatever, could he be a decent role player?
They
high-level
traded
role
for a
player?
ton of young guys. That's kind of
And they have a bajillion picks. That's the thing with the Grizzlies. And we just talked about the Grizzlies and we're ready to move on. And we didn't mention John Morant. That just kind of shows you what that means. So
it's kind of expected he's gone. So
Dallas Mavericks.
they're not bottom 3, so they're going and tanking, right?
Gosh, but if they get one of those picks, Hunter, if they get one of those picks, I'm telling you. Imagine they win the lottery again, get DeBonsa.
Any of those 3.
Okay,
it's just
could
a perfect.
You imagine Cooper Flag and DeBonsa on the same team? Those two wings, both of them two-way studs. DeBonsa's a better scorer for sure.
Then you can add Kyrie to him next year.
That's why I was thinking like even Cam Boozer would be awesome at the 4 with Flag at the 3.
Lively at the 5.
And whoever at the 2, whether it's Max Christie or Klay Thompson or whatever, and Kyrie, that's a real squad.
Or you sign someone because you should have decent cap space.
Yeah, I don't know what their cap space is looking like. We'll have to find out later. But
feels like it should be decent, but they could be paying some people.
Yeah, I wonder if they. I don't know if they have space because remember they re-signed They re-signed PJ Washington. And
yeah, but they're gonna lose all the money they got on the expiring contract of Middleton.
For sure, but
which was the main piece to get Anthony Davis.
Yeah, let's see what their projected cap space is.
They are 43 under right now. Yeah, so they over is what I meant, but they're losing 33 in Middleton. And then does Klay have another year? Or is he gone? Klay's at 16, and that's their next high. So you lose the 33. You can then move around some of the smaller contracts to create space. Not to get someone crazy, but a good role player to play the 2 if you don't want Klay there.
Yeah. Who knows? And I like AJ Johnson too. I'm not out, man. I'm just not out. I like the lad. But all right, let's keep it pushing. We've talked about the Mavericks so much. And we don't need to talk about the Pelicans either. They're just booty cheeks.
Bottom 3.
You look at their roster and you think, oh man, this is a really good team. And then you watch them play basketball and you're like, what the hell is this?
None of them are a good fit for the other players on the team.
It's just name after name on the salary. Like, oh man, I'd like to have those guys. Oh, and the team sucks. It's not like they have players that I would consider not winning players. Like I would consider Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, like the ultimate winning players. You want
They're starting five. All of them could be a starting player on a good team.
They're just bad. They're just bad. I don't even know if we're halfway through, Hunter. We got to keep it pushing. The Thunder are the favorite.
We can go through a lot of these quick.
Yeah, Thunder are the favorites.
You don't need to say much.
You don't need to say
favorites.
much. They're the favorites. I
Denver.
will say. Well, wait. Let me.
Oh, you want to go with the Thunder?
I will say. I feel worse about the Thunder with every passing game. I think. I just don't think they're going to be healthy. Case and Wallace is a dog, though, man. Without SGA,
they've been good when they're not healthy, though.
Yeah, but some of these teams in the West, I don't know. I used to think it was a foregone conclusion that the Thunder were going to win the West, and as we have on the tier list, I think the Spurs could win the West easily. But I think the Nuggets are first in the contenders category, and if they get a healthy stretch, I think they could easily be in the favorites as well. Is there anything to say about the Nuggets that we don't already know?
No, they've been in the same spot for the last 3-4 years. So
if Aaron Gordon's good, then the Nuggets are going to win basketball games because they have the best basketball player in the world and they have the best supporting cast.
Jamal Murray's having his best year.
Yeah, this is the best supporting cast Jokic has ever had. If they're healthy, I think they could make a real run. All right, next,
second into contenders, or it could make a run.
They're contenders. They have everything. They have everything.
I think they'll be lower seeding team, but when it comes to the playoffs, they just always play better than where they're at.
They have everything. We're gonna take a quick break, and then I want to talk about the Timberwolves. All right.
Okay.
All right, back at it. Timberwolves. I don't see why they aren't up there with any other contender in the league. You could tell me they could win the league. I wouldn't be shocked.
I think it's just where the regular season usually ends. It's the only difference.
Okay, what about where their playoffs usually end?
Oh, I'm with you on their contenders.
Yeah, I think they could easily win.
They've been in the conference finals both the last 2 years, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's only getting better, so.
And, I mean, you got like.
At some point, they got to make the finals.
Jaden McDaniels, Ayo Dosunmu, Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo. They're healthy right now that they weren't last year. I think they're the most slept-on team in the league. I really think that. And next.
Tanking or playing? Which one?
I mean, they're a playing team. They're going to be a playing team.
Okay.
They're the worst playing team, at least in the West, but they're going to be.
I think they have the best future out of all the playing teams, but yeah, probably the worst.
Yeah, unless you count.
Out of the West playing teams, not the East.
Yeah, I was going to say, because in the East, Charlotte's a playing team. And technically, so is Orlando and Atlanta, which I'd take Portland's future over Atlanta right now. It's crazy. Playing teams in the East are better than the playing teams in the West, at least the bottom.
Well, the playing teams in the East are somehow the teams we thought were going to be the third and fourth seed in the East. So
insane, but whatever. Yeah, not much to say about Portland. Next year, hopefully they'll be better. Maybe they go out and make a swing. This is a booty cheeks team. The Jazz are booty cheeks. There's no reason to talk about
this tier was made for them, so I mean,
you didn't put them in it, Hunter.
Tanking? Yes, I did.
They're in booty cheeks.
Oh, okay. You want them there? I feel like if they're actually trying, I'm taking.
But they don't try, so they don't get the respect. They don't get our respect.
Fair.
They don't get respect until they try and win basketball.
Yeah, when the NBA has to send out their own doctor to see if you're telling the truth on an injury,
they don't get any respect. Can we give the Magic their own category? That's just the Orlando Magic, which is extremely disappointing every year. Good Lord. Put them in the play-in.
Play-in? Don't think they're making the playoffs?
I mean, they're.
Oh, well, I guess they're technically not in the playoffs yet.
They're the 7 seed. They're the play-in. And they're just disappointing. And Franz is out. I think he might be out the year. What did they say? How long was he out?
They didn't give a date.
And PB No J.
Been playing kind of good recently.
Fine. I mean, yeah, he's been playing well, but it's not.
I feel like he's now underrated.
Yeah, he's a little overhated. He might not be underrated, but he might be overhated, if that makes sense.
That's a better word for it, but yeah.
Because the world
He's
has kind
not
of
as bad
turned
as
on him,
everyone's
and
saying.
he's still, whatever. How old is he? 21. He's
No,
23.
definitely not that. Because what, he was drafted 4 years ago now?
Wow, he's drafted 4 years ago. I mean, he's averaging 22, 8, and 5. I just need more from him. I expected more from him. I expected him to be scoring 25 plus at
Yeah,
least.
after his injury last year, he stopped because he was looking like he was going to take that leap into possibly a top 15 to 10 player
Orlando
last year.
Magic. Orlando Magic.
Then it just didn't
Oh
work out.
man, it's just in my bones. I just want to sing the song every time I see him. Yeah, maybe next year they could figure something out offensively. I still think my favorite trade this offseason is Paolo Banchero for Giannis. That's still my favorite trade.
It's now a possibility with the contracts.
Yeah, they can actually do it this summer where they could not before. Yeah, I think Paolo maybe throw in whatever, get Giannis.
They don't really have the picks to trade though, so
They don't have to be young players. They have to be like Tristan da Silva or something like that. Maybe you could be Paolo and Suggs, and you get back Giannis and Kuzma. Anthony Black is your point guard. Then
do you want Kuzma?
no, but sometimes you gotta make a deal. That's part of the deal. You have to take Kuzma. Come on.
Lower the value of Giannis a little bit?
How are you gonna? Yeah, to nerf Giannis's value a little bit, you gotta take Kuzma. Yeah, the Magic or whatever. I'm sick of. I want them to be good so bad. I want to love their roster. They're like just a less disappointing Pelicans. Like I want to love their roster.
They have the names that are good, it's just not working.
Yeah, and I don't understand why it's not working. I would love to see Budenholzer coach this team. I'm just putting that out there.
Well, if
I
they
would
get
love to
Giannis,
see-
I don't know if I would want to see the reunion there.
Oh, I think I would. Actually, oh man, you trade Paolo for Giannis and then you bring Bud to the Magic. I'm telling you that team's winning at least 58 games. That team's winning 58 games. Maybe not 58, 55, 53. All right, I'm done going down.
You're just gonna keep going down.
Yeah, maybe the Miami Heat
I mean, they're in the play-in every year, so
every year. Every year.
it was
Who
made
was
for
it?
them.
I think Bam had a quote about how he's sick of playing in the play-in.
They usually make it out of the play-in, but they're there every year.
Not anymore. Yeah, shout out the Heat. They could either be in the play-in again next year or somehow pull off getting I don't know, Luka and doing something insane because they're the Heat, and them and the Lakers always just fall into this. So I can't say too much about the Heat, but right now they're mid, about as mid can be. But I like some of their pieces because of the Heat. Hawks
playing again. I mean, they were a team we probably would have had could make a run.
We thought they were going to be could make a run, and they are deep in the play-in. Deep in the play-in. And Hunter, I don't know if we're going to agree on this next one. I don't want to talk about the Hawks too much more. We'll see after the draft.
I don't know if I can even put this team in the play-in.
I don't, Hunter. I'm thinking they could make a run.
They're better than the Lakers since the new year. They've been maybe the best team in the league.
I'm thinking they could make a run, and that's where I would put them if I were you.
It does feel wrong knowing a team I feel like we're going to put in here is going to be in the same spot, but yeah.
I think they could make a run, Hunter. This team has got it all.
I mean, did they win the game or did the Celtics come back? Because
I don't know.
They had a pretty good lead.
Last time I looked, but I was working.
They won 118-89.
Yeah, they were beating the Pistons.
They're now positive.
Yeah, I'm just in. I'm in. I think the team's real. I think if they get in the playoffs,
they're my fifth spot in the East. I'm taking them over the Raptors and Sixers.
I know this is insane because there's going to be a lot of teams that the Hornets are over here at the end. We honestly maybe should have done the Hornets last. Because
you want to? Oh no, it makes it look funnier. This.
Yeah, let's just keep it going.
Tanking
Wizards. Yeah, let's go tanking because they're not booty cheeks. I don't think.
Wizards. Trae Young was going to play next year, and then got ejected before he even got put in the game. So I mean,
yeah, shouts out Trae Young. That's tanking at a new level. That's a new level of tanking right there.
I think we're on the fun one.
Oh, you don't even have them. Oh.
it feels wrong
I
to
don't
not
think
put them in contenders, but they're
I don't think
missing
you're
a key
wrong,
part
Hunter.
for a playoff team. They don't have a second
I just don't think
playmaker.
you're wrong. I think we're gonna go down on the ship that we're low on the Pistons, and I don't care what anybody says. This team, I love Cade Cunningham. I think he's one of the front runners for MVP. Jalen Duren is awesome. No one on this team can create offense for you other outside of Cade Cunningham, and in the playoffs, it's just not going to cut it. We've seen it over and over and over again.
Name a team that made it to the conference finals with the team built like that in the last few years.
They're going to force Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren and everyone and Ron Holland to shoot the ball, and they're gonna beg and they're gonna force anyone other than Cade to beat them, and it's just not going to happen.
Asar Thompson won't even take threes anymore. They're just leaving him open because he won't shoot them.
This team is an awesome regular season team, and I think they're a frisky playoff team. But I don't think they're a real contender, and I cannot put them in contender. They could make a run.
I just don't see him as like the same as the Nuggets or the Timberwolves. It's just not.
No, they're not on that level, and so we can't put them there. And there's no world where they get to that level, so we can't put them there. Hunter, what do you think I'm going to say for the Cavs?
I mean, you have to have contenders.
What do you think I'm going to say though?
You might say could make a run. They're contenders.
Can we make a deal here? A little wink deal?
The two favorites?
Can we just put both of our teams in contenders? If I give you the Cavs, can you give me the Celtics?
Oh, those are my two favorites for the East.
I think they're my two favorites for the East as well. And so let's put them both in contenders.
Especially with Tatum, it sounds like he's coming back in the next week or two.
The Celtics are 41-20. They keep winning, and Jason Tatum's coming back, and I just have a feeling he's going to be awesome. And Hugo Gonzalez had 18 and 16 with, I think it was 3 steals and 2 blocks, or 3 blocks and 2 steals, either one of those, against Giannis. And he's just a random rookie on the team. He wasn't really supposed to play this year. This team is awesome. Joe Mazzulla, 2 years ago, I wanted Joe Mazzulla fired. I wanted Joe Mazzulla shamed out of the.
It was his first year as a head coach, or
I was so out on Joe Maz because he was doing some of the dumbest stuff imaginable. But we stuck in. We stuck around, and I think he's the best coach in the NBA. I think we've got an all-timer. I really think Joe Mazzulla might be an all-timer, man. Who are you taking?
I mean, I'm going to go with the coach of the year last year, obviously, but
Kenny Atkinson doesn't even compare to Joe Maz. We're not even doing this.
Probably taking, I don't even know how to say his name, Thunder's coach.
Mark Dagnall?
Because, every time they lose players,
Joe Mazzulla is doing more with less. He's doing more with less.
I mean, but when they got the Thunder have been put in that same situation this year. Not as long, but they keep.
No, they haven't.
The stretch of no Jalen Williams, Shea.
Do you see that roster? What are you talking about? I like Dagnall. He's a good coach. I think the only guy who you could argue is a better coach in the NBA right now than Joe Mazzulla is Eric Spoelstra. I'm so serious.
I think you got a little bit of bias, so I'm going to be honest.
Hunter, what I'm witnessing right now is special. And I wouldn't be shocked if they pan the camera over to him and he was like skinning a deer with his teeth.
That doesn't make him a better coach.
No. He's awesome. He's crazy. And also, every single player on the team is overperforming. Every single player. That's elite player development. These guys want to play for him. And he turned a team that I think we thought was going to be a 7-8 seed, and they're 41-20.
I don't know if I had him that low. I think
they're second.
I think we had him bottom playoff, not playing.
And he's about to get back a top 5 player. Come on, this is crazy. I really think the Celtics could win it this year. And you know what, Hunter? I think if the Cavs are healthy, I think they could too.
I think they're the 2 clear favorites for the East.
I think they're the 2 clear favorites, and I want to put another team there, but I just can't. I don't believe in them.
They've shown a lot of it. Yeah.
Milwaukee.
Tanking or playing? I don't know if they're technically in the
play-in. I don't think. They're not going to make the play-in, but they aren't tanking, but we have to put them in tanking, even though they're not trying. Yeah. Like, they're 5
enough
games
on them?
back in the win. They're 5 games back in the win column in the play-in.
Oh, yeah, they're not making it.
I don't see them making it. You need to have an elite collapse from either
Makes no
Charlotte
sense
not
either.
happening or Atlanta. Well, I mean,
That one
Giannis
could
has been out
happen,
so
but
much of the year, it makes sense.
no, I'm saying to try and go for it.
No, it makes no sense for them to try and go for it unless they just want to keep Giannis happy and they think they can keep
Just
him.
take your lottery pick.
Yeah, because they're going to.
Oh, do they even have their lottery pick?
They have the second best between Atlanta, the Pelicans, and them, and so the Atlanta has.
They got a lottery pick.
Yeah, so they should have a top 10 pick, honestly. Yeah, not much to say about Milwaukee. It's a dead horse at this point. And this next team, can we just put them in tanking?
Yeah, they're not trying to, but they're there.
Look, they finally got out of the play-in.
And they've made their first moves. They've made their first moves to kind of tank.
They finally made trades, and what were they going to do? Get 1 million guards. None of them you can really get that excited about. Well,
it's kind of fun to watch Colin Sexton play.
Simons is a guy. I just love Simons. I think he's going to be a Celtic again. I really do. All right, and then the Pacers, I would say tanking. I know they're 15-46. That team's not booty cheeks.
But they're not healthy, so.
They're not in the same vein as those other teams, and I don't care what the records say. Knicks, what do we think? Could make a run?
They're either contenders and could make a run. Do you think they're on the same level as these four?
I don't think they are. I don't trust them. I don't think they like each other. I don't trust the vibes with this team.
They went 50-50 against. They went 50-50 against the good teams. They'll beat some of the good ones, and then that Cavs-Knicks game a week ago, they couldn't make any shots. Yeah, and the Cavs weren't making shots, and they still lost by like 20. So it's
just a vibe check. The team has the talent to, I think, be a real contender, but I just don't.
Cat's always in foul trouble, and then if he's in foul trouble, Mitchell Robinson has to be in there, and they're just going to foul Mitchell Robinson because
I don't trust him.
Can't shoot free throws.
All right, Hunter, I say we plow through these next two. First round exit. Toronto, Sixers, these are just typical first round exit teams. I could see someone make an argument that the Sixers could make a run. I just don't see any world where this team is healthy, able to make a run.
They haven't really made a run with Joel Embiid, and this is not their best team with Joel Embiid, so I just don't see it.
Yeah, because they would have to beat one of
it's the Knicks or the Cavs.
Knicks, Cavs, or if they got down to the 7th seed, it would be Boston.
Just not happening.
And they're not beating any of those three teams in a first round. They're a first round exit, plain as day. And then the Nets are booty cheeks.
Yeah, but I feel better about them than two of the other teams down there.
Yeah, I do too. But it's disgraceful what Utah is doing. I don't even feel like the Pacers are that blatantly tanking. I just think that they've been killed by injuries. And they
just ruled a player out because they.
But also, it's year one. This team was in the finals last year. I just don't care. I don't care. The Jazz have done this over and over again. I'm getting sick of it.
Since Donovan Mitchell, they haven't tried to win since they've had Donovan Mitchell. They traded him away. They'll get good players.
I'm just sick of it.
Then they don't want to improve.
I'm sick of watching it because I love so many of these players and I want to like the team and I love Will Hardy and I'm just like I at this point I'm fed up. But the Nets, they're booty cheeks. But yeah, this is our tier list. Hunter, you want to go through them?
You can go through them.
All right. Favorites, we've got the Spurs and the Thunder. I don't think there's any surprise here. You could argue maybe the Spurs, but I think I'd put the Spurs.
They're the clear second best or best team in the league right now.
The contenders, we've got the Nuggets, the T-Wolves, the Cavs, the Celtics. Oh, Hunter, I don't know.
Feeling bad about the Pistons not being in there? Is that what it is?
I think the Pistons need to be there.
It's just... I feel like they're one piece away.
Hunter. They're 45.
We saw this with the Cavs last year. I had to watch this happen where we were a better team than they were.
I can't believe you said it. I can't believe
we won 64 games.
We're sticking to our guns. We don't care what the world thinks about us.
Regular season, I learned last year, means nothing.
I think they're a second round exit. Because I think unless they get the Knicks, I think they could beat the Knicks and then they're in the conference finals. I don't think they're beating the Celtics and I don't think they're beating the Cavs.
I feel like no matter what, I don't have them as the favorite until on any round but the first round.
I agree with you. You're right. So could make a run. We have the Rockets, the Hornets, which is spicy. It's spicy, but I just believe it. I believe in the Hornets more than I believe.
It does feel wrong that the Pistons and the Hornets are in the same tier.
The same tier.
Maybe
So
we
I
should lower
mean,
the Hornets to first round exits.
no, I believe in the Hornets. I believe in the
I,
Hornets. We're not lowering them. The
I kind
Pistons
of
and the
think they're too
Knicks.
young to make a run, but they're definitely a playoff team.
No, I'm in. I'm
All right,
in,
that one's
man.
you. That one's you
I'm
and could
in.
make a run.
I'm in. They could make a run.
This
Flip
little
it.
this one right here
Flip
is
it.
all Alex, not me.
What are you talking about? You were on the Pistons could make a run.
Okay, I lowered the Pistons. You've raised the
And I
Hornets.
raised the Hornets. So there we go. That's our deal. First round
Fine.
exits. Lakers, sorry, Rich. The Raptors, the Sixers. You could see people really complain about the Lakers, but who cares, man? Give me one good reason why the
West
Lakers
is too good.
Give me one good reason why the Lakers should really make a run.
Who's their?
No one actually thinks it.
They're playing one of these four teams in the first round. They're just never gonna beat one of them.
And also, just show me Luka Doncic trying to win playoff games. Like, show me Luka Doncic trying to play defense, maybe, and then I'll believe it. Like, can you convince me Luka Doncic cares about winning basketball games? Then maybe we can talk about the Lakers. I'm not even sure he's top 7 anymore. Anyway, playing Suns, Warriors, Clippers, Portland.
It's your current playing teams, but the Hornets. That's all.
Yeah, it's all the current playing teams but the Hornets. The only team that I think maybe I think we put the Suns in first round exit.
That's where I had them.
I think I agree with you. Looking at this now, I think we need to move the Suns first round exit.
Suns, and then I bet the Magic probably make the playoffs. But honestly, I could see them losing in the play-in, so I can't really put them there.
I think we got to keep them there. And then we got the Grizz, the Mavericks, the Wizards, the Bucks, Bulls, Pacers in the tanking teams, and then we've got Kings, Pelicans, Jazz, Nets in the booty cheeks tier. Not even worth talking about. Any of these we really disagree on?
I don't think we really disagreed on any of them, but
No, I don't think we need to move any of them. I know you kind of want the Jazz and tanking, but I don't.
yeah, they're just not. They're just not as bad as the other teams. Their record is, as a team, they're not as bad.
They don't get my respect. They just don't get my respect. So, all right, that's it. We thought this would be a shorter pod, and we're going to go for almost 50 minutes. So, my bad, y'all. But this is the Trade Machine Podcast. We got 20 games, and then it's playoff time. It's getting exciting. And next time we hop on here, I bet we'll be talking about Jason Tatum's debut. I'm telling you, it feels like it's
sad. It might be against the Cavs, though. That's.
Ooh, boy, he's going to give you 40 in 22 minutes on his.
I had to watch Clay return against the Cavs, and then now Tatum.
It's Tatum too, baby. Your worst nightmare is what he is. So, this Trade Machine Podcast. Love you much. Deuces.